before you tire yourself or you exhaust your body, know your limits, because you want to stop before that exhaustion part so that you have room for the other side. Welcome back to my channel. This is now the part 2 of our previous video, which I'm going to be linking down below if in case you missed that. So the part 1 is the back bend. There's still this bug. Part 2 is going to be this leg behind head. So before you get into this, I'm warning you, you have to really fully warm up. So you want to do the part 1 first, okay? We're going to be mobilizing the joints. It's like more of a relaxing type of intense mobility yoga style, right? It is still intense, but it's not like a workout, if you will. So it's more like we're gonna be stretching there. So make sure to check that one out. In this class, because we're now fully warmed up, we're gonna jump right into leg behind head. Okie dokie, we're gonna warm up the wrist because we did not really do that in the very first part, okay? Because now we're gonna be using the wrist. So we'll just have our hands in front of us and then shifting forward and back, palms are now grounded and facing the mat. Shifting forward and back. And now we're gonna have our palms to touch, or wrists rather to touch. Okay, now wrists to touch. Shifting to the right, shifting to the left. Okay, again, shift to the right, hold. Shift to the left and hold. Good. Now we're gonna draw circles, whatever direction you want to start with. Good. And then reverse for just like about 3 to 5 circles, depending on your pace. And really feel that. All right. Okay. Now from here, palms facing towards you, you're just gonna bend, keeping this steady, right? So from here, just gonna bend here and up. Hi. You can just place it there. Thank you so much. Okay, now other side. So you're gonna keep that forearm steady, bending. Good. Okay, now you're gonna plant the tops of your palms down. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Okay, now you're gonna have your knees on top of your palms. Shift your weight forward and shift it back, okay? So if I were to show you my sides, it's gonna look like this. Good. Good. All right. Okay, now we're gonna come to our Dandasana, L shape with our body, like an L sit. Okay, we're gonna start with L sits to engage yourself a little bit. Okay, if you can't do it, it's fine. You're just going to lift the bum like this and then drop, right? But you can also start like this, lifting one leg at a time. Whoop, whoop, compress, whoop, and then drop. Okay, now if you can do it with me, we're gonna hold for about 3 to 5 seconds, okay? Shift your weight forward, breathe in, breathe out for 3, 2, 1. There's a bug, drop it down, and that's our engagement. All right, shake, shake, shake the legs. This crazy bug is not going away. All right, it's in our first video, by the way. Okay, we're gonna get into our compass pose. So right leg now will go up. However you wanna go to compass. If you're here, I'm sure that you probably already know how to get there. If you don't know, I'm gonna be linking all the videos that I'm talking about down in the description box. I have a lot of compass pose and I walk you through how to get there. Okay, so I'm just going to really crawl, 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 and notice how I'm doing this is leg behind head. I notice that it requires a lot of very much relaxed body and relaxed like joints. You're not tense. But then if you start to engage, I'm gonna tell you when, right? So as you do this, I want that thigh, that lifted thigh really behind your shoulder, right? So get it there as much as you can by actually really scrunching that side abs. Whoop, elongating the other side of the body and then getting that hooking, right? It is a little bit of an awkward shape, but then from here, you're now gonna start to twist yourself like a screw, like I always say. So you want to really grab or touch your foot down, or maybe whatever is comfortable for you to touch where you can root it down. So I like to really touch my the arch of my foot with my palm this way, and then now I feel rooted, and it also feels good as if I'm massaging my leg or my foot. And then I'm doing the screw moment to the left and to the right, screw and screw, to the left, to the right. Now you're gonna grab that lifted ankle, hook it, right? So still scrunching, really, right? That side ab, the obliques are super scrunched together now, and then hook. Good. From there, we're going to drop the hand down, the other hand, and then drop that right foot down and lifting it up. Good. Drop and lift. Drop and lift. Drop and lift. So I am not engaging all my muscles here. The only muscles that I'm really firmly rooting down, or like that bottom leg, right? So I'm really pressing it firmly down so that I'm stable. And this is basically isolated. It's not moving, and then you're just moving this thing. So to get more of that. Good. From there, straighten that leg. We're gonna do this for 5, okay? So have this hand wherever it is comfortable for you to keep this straight and bent, okay? So find that, and then if you find it, we're now gonna do it for 5. As you straighten, you're gonna screw to the left side, and that butt cheek is definitely lifted, right? And then drop, and then screw again to the left side. 4. Lift. 3. Lift. 2. Lift. 1. And then, you're not done. You're now going to get into this shape. Okay, so adjust yourself. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna drop the left forearm down. Good. From here, you're gonna grab your heel with that hand. This leg, the bottom, however you want to bend the knee, doesn't really matter. You want that stable and firmly rooting down. Okay, when you grab that upper heel, you're gonna try to straighten and adjust your left forearm where it's comfortable for you. From here, you're now still hooking, right? And then you're gonna find that heel behind your head. So if I were to show you my back, there. And then you can grab the opposite side of your foot as you really get this hooking motion. So now it's really hooked, and I'm not very super flexible, feeling that it's not hurting for me. Nothing is hurting, but there's definitely intensity. I'm feeling the intensity at the backs of my leg for sure, right? It might not look very easy for me, or it might look easy, but it's not that easy as how when I watch my videos, I know I look super effortless too, but that's not how I feel, right? I do find that balance though. I really try, because if I'm not filming, I'm gonna be really focusing on how I'm feeling and relaxing. And I find that leg behind head is really learning how to relax my muscles in an intense way. I know it's hard to explain, but once you really get to feel it, you'll understand how or what I mean. All right, from here, you're going to let go of that like leg behind head. Grab the foot, and then just pull it out of your head and drop. Okay, now we're gonna do that on the other side. How are you doing? And now you feel that kind of imbalance, right? With your torso, that left side is super stretched. This one's like this, right? That's why you want to do, these things are important to do both sides, right? So if you are not able to follow along that whole thing that I did, make sure that you feel your body where you want to do the other side so that it feels even. Okay, that's very important because this is one thing that you should be doing left and right. So, I hope I said this in the beginning. Maybe I'm gonna insert this clip in the beginning too. But it is important, before you tire yourself or you exhaust your body, know your limits because you want to stop before that exhaustion part so that you have room for the other side. Also room to exit any advanced poses. The exit is always important, and if you exhaust yourself before the exit, that's gonna be injury, or it could be a lot of problems. All right, we're gonna do that on the other side. Okay, so we're gonna start with compass pose, right? So immediately with the compass, I do like to lift that butt cheek up, right? If you've been watching a lot of my videos, you know I do and show you a lot of compass pose wherein both butt cheeks are grounded, lifted, and I walk you through all of those. But here, we're gonna lift that butt cheek, and then we're gonna now start to screw or like hook. A lot of people start compass like this, right? Because it is definitely a lot accessible. But then now we're gonna focus on scrunching that left obliques and then the right side now is going to stretch by now really screwing yourself, turning to the right side or the opposite side of that lifted leg. If it's the left leg up, you're screwing to the opposite direction, which is the right? And then here I'm gonna grab or really root down that arch by pressing my palm to that arch of that foot and screw some more. Okay, now we're gonna really twist the body completely as far as you can go, right? So notice my thigh is literally almost now just past my shoulder at this point. It's now over in my scapula, right? And I'm feeling that. It is very intense, and then from here, I can now actually do it because I noticed that if you start to work on one side, the left side or the other side is going to be a lot easier and faster to get into a deep posture, right? Okay, so now from here, we're still going to be doing that hooking. Okay, once you find that stable hook moment, we're going to now bend and straighten. So as you straighten, you're going to twist some more to the right. And as you bend, you're going to screw yourself to the opposite direction, okay? We're gonna do it for 5. Breathe in. Breathe out. You can try doing opposite breath work. Let's breathe in here. And then exhale. See if you like that feeling of stretching and screwing. Inhale down. Exhale. I don't like it. So I'm gonna inhale here and then exhale here, right? So find what works best because it might be different for you. Inhale, but you want to inhale, expanding here, and then exhale. Inhale, right, with the diaphragm, woo, free, and then exhale. Okay, last one. I think we exceeded, but that's good. Exhale. Okay. Now we're gonna hook, and then let's drop and lift. Okay, grab the ankle. Sorry, I did a different way there. But whatever you feel like, okay? You're going to hook and up. You want to just even out that feeling of your obliques. So leg behind head is really, obviously, it is prerequisite to have a very mobile hips and open hips, right? Flexible hips, but it's not just about the legs. It's actually really about the back bend. That's why I took you to a full-on back bend, right? So every time I do leg behind head, for sure, even if I don't post it on my social media or like if it's a short clip on Instagram, right? It means I did a lot of back bends prior to that because it's gonna be really hard or impossible to get to leg behind head without doing back bends. Yeah, and if you do an intense back bend, you'll be like, wow, that feels great. Whew, release. How did that feel? You always want to take the time to get a feel of your body. Right? Good. All right, now we're gonna come into our lotus position. We're gonna do some elephant trunk pose, variation of leg behind head. Okay, but first we're gonna dip our, if you're always here, you know what this is, right? Maybe not. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, you're just gonna fold, right? So your heel's gonna really press down to that lower abdomen in lotus. This is really, really good for compression. Especially if you have gut issues like me, this is so good for me because I can get easily to lotus pose. I've been doing this since I was a kid, and it's one of those things that really is so good for you until you grow old, right? Longevity, basically. Good. And then I'm gonna switch sides, right? Right leg was on top. I wanna switch, the left leg now is gonna be on top. And why did I do that? Because obviously the heel that is on top is gonna press more to that belly. And I like to switch things up so that I can feel it digging deep to the belly, right? Such a great way. If you don't have that ball that I always use here, the gorgeous ball, the soft ball, this is a great way to do that too. But it's not as obviously big and soft, right? But it's so good. I love this so much. And my leg behind head is always relaxed. Nothing is, it's like I don't know. I guess it's all different, right? Because when we start to do arm balance with the leg behind head, then now you're engaging the muscles. But first, I kind of want to really soothe everything, feeling that my whole body is in a relaxed state. And then release. Okay. Whew. All right. Now we're gonna get to our leg behind head. But first, we're gonna get into our elephant trunk, okay? So let's get into our elephant trunk. Hook that elbow or that leg at the back of the shoulder, hands down, and really drop that foot down. See if you could actually get into elephant trunk pose easier. Float if you can, hold, and drop. Good. Now we're going to, again, compass pose. And then now you're gonna fold a little bit. And as you fold, this is now the time for you to round in your fold. Okay, there. From there, grabbing that leg behind your head and hooking. As I get here, I'm really wiggling. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Right? So you're kind of twisting your body to wiggle to get you that deep leg behind head. Good. All right. From here, right, I'm pointing my toes, and then you can actually flex to hook if you reached that back. Trust me, I know it probably feels like impossible. I thought it was impossible for me too, but your body will get there. If you can scrunch, it doesn't matter how tall you are, how everything. Okay, from here, we're gonna get our, I notice now, because I have been really practicing this a lot, having the hands in a prayer position really makes you feel just very stable compared to like wherever your hands is, right? And then having it here now to your heart space, finding your center and just try to relax. I know it's hard to relax, but let go. Breathe in, breathe out, relax that leg. Good. Good. From here, you're gonna drop the hands, kind of like an elephant trunk pose, shifting forward as you fold. Lift the hips up. You can hold it here to start. Otherwise, if you can lift, then lift. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the heel first, and then the bum, and then fold a little bit so that you can lift up again to that position. Good. I hope you were able to follow along with that if you're very, very close, because that is a great way to, the whole thing we did, right? Okay, now we're gonna let go. Whew. Slowly, and shake, shake, shake. Good. Crazy, huh? Now I want to do camel pose, and I'll tell you why. So get onto our knees. Sit on your heels, curl toes under, and then we're gonna cup the heels with our hand. We're just gonna lift our hips up and forward camel pose just to stretch, counteract. This is a great counteract position for that leg behind head that we did. Now because you're stretching now the hip flexor, right? And the leg behind head too is so good for me to counteract after a back bend. Good. You know how you're super rounded and really working? I find that that version of elephant trunk pose is a lot easier than the elephant trunk pose. But obviously, the leg behind head is not easy, right? I totally understand that. But once you get there is what I mean, you're like, oh wow, because everything was so interconnected that it's easy to lift that bottom leg. I thought that was pretty cool. So anyhow, we're gonna do the other side, okay? Stretch that left leg, and we're only gonna do that because that's, I think, the easiest one to get to leg behind head. Then actually the fold or the bow pose, or rather both leg behind head variation, and also the standing is really hard, right? So we're gonna start with that. Okay. We're gonna hook this compass pose, twist, and twist. Twist. There's still a bug. And twist. Good. All right. Now we're gonna get to our elephant trunk pose here first. Again, like what we did earlier, we're just gonna hold for 3 and lift. 3, 2, 1, and drop. Oh my gosh, the bugs are crazy right now. It's not like this all the time. Okay, now we hook, we hook, we hook. Good. And how does that feel? Is it more flexible for you or the other one? Okay, up and down. Again, twist. And then round the back. Fold a little bit down so you can hook there. As you hook, push shoulders forward, really internally rotating that. And then wiggle, wiggle, right? You will feel that wiggle. And now that calf, I'm putting it down to my lower neck. So it's not the upper neck, right? You are really gonna drive it down for that safer neck. You don't want your head to feel like it's pushing forward, right? And it's gonna be accessible. You have to just open up the hips completely. Obviously, if that feels like you're pulling your head forward, then you might need a lot more hip mobility, or just like, but if you try to bend the knee completely and stick it out to the sides, you might be able to get that. But that now depends on the length of your bone structure, right? But it would still be, that's why it's important to mobilize completely the joints. Whew. And how are you doing? Right? And then as I'm talking, you hear, I'm really just finding my zen. You can hook if it feels better like that. Otherwise, wiggle, wiggle. Good. Finding your center, palms to your heart space. And then, when you're ready, plant the hands down, fold a little bit down, not all the way, as you shift and lift the hips up, lift the leg, hold, elephant trunk pose, leg behind head. Congratulations if you made it here, hopefully you did. Drop the heel down, the bum as you bend the elbows, and let go, round, chin to clavicle to untangle that leg behind head. Whew. And then wiggle your legs, coming to your Dandasana. And then get a feel of your body. Take a moment here. Big breaths. Thank you so much, guys, for practicing with me. I hope you enjoy that. And let me know what else that are very much focused on an asana that I could share with you guys, because I love yoga. You know it. Make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye! Hi!
Am I disturbing?
You're fine. Do you need my signature there?
Nah, you're good. I'll take the picture and leave it.
Okay, thank you. Oh, DHL! We're waiting for you!
I'm working on moving up here one day.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Excuse our little buddy.
Nah, you're good.
Yeah, he's very harmless, you know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll have a good one. Thank you.